How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Manatee Gaming. In today's video, we're going to be doing a money-making method that is revolving around archaeology, like usual. In this video, we're going to be doing soil, taking the soil, and we're actually going to go ahead and convert it over. So what I did is I went ahead and put some buy offers in for buying these for basically as close to as low as I could as possible. Something you should keep in mind, though, with every single money-making method, prices do change. So my recommendation would be just to instant sell some soils and then maybe try a little bit below that to see if you can get some buys if you're wanting to do this method I'm about to show you. So let's go ahead and move on through here. We've got our fiery brimstone. I'm going to grab 2,000 of these fiery brimstones out of here. I bought them for 788 a piece, so we're just going to remember that. And also, we're going to be seeing how much you actually earn from cashing in 2,000 of each one of these soils. That should take us right around an hour, and we'll see what we end up getting, but I'm going to go ahead and time it, and I'm also going to see how much we end up making. I bought these aerated sediments right here for $12.20 a piece. I was able to buy some at, there we go, $12.03. So you are able to buy these things for even lower. I had to bump the price up a little bit in order to even get a buy fast enough to make this video. So anyway, let's go ahead and withdraw all these to my inventory. Now that I have all these in my inventory, we can see how much they all cost right there. So we'll calculate that as our cost of materials. And then when we are done with our sifting through these soils, then I'll be able to show you how much we actually make. So here we go. We are at the Archaeology campus. You can simply get here by teleporting with your journal and then running over here to the bank. This is the bank area where you very first started doing archaeology. So if you have access to this method, then you already know what I'm talking about. So simply we're going to be using this screen mesh area over here and the bank. I got my inventory and gear and everything right here on screen. That way you guys will be able to see the setup. So the setup is pretty simple. You can wear whatever you want to for your boots and your armor and everything, pretty much. It doesn't really matter what kind of cape you wear or any of that kind of stuff. The stuff that actually matters here, guys, is going to be wearing two single-handed weapons, so two one-handed weapons, and that is to use bladed dive. You're really just going to be going from the bank right here over to the screening mesh, so it's not really that far away. But by doing bladed dive, it's a heck of a lot easier than using surge. So if you have that, be sure to use that. The only other thing that you have to have equipped that's really going to even matter here is going to be the Grace of the Elves. So Grace of the Elves will hold a whole bunch of porter charges for you. So you want to make sure that thing is stocked up. You can hold up to 500 charges, so just charge it up. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be basically running the soil from our bank here on over to the mesh and then back and forth, back and forth. When we get over there, we'll be screening the soil, and then that will give us lots of different materials. We'll run back over here to the material storage container and drop them off the material storage container and then repeat. And then that way we'll be able to make lots of profit because this will make quite a bit more than what we spent on our supplies. What you're going to need also in your inventory is going to be a summoning familiar that will work as a beast of burden. I'm using a pack yak, for example, that'll give us 30 extra spaces, and then all you gotta do is right click on familiar options and say select follower interaction. When you do that, it's gonna give you an option to give Bob. What that means is give beast of burden, and then you hit confirm, and then you can take this icon and drag it down to your ability bar in whatever space you want to, and then keybind that ability. What that will do is whenever you hit that button, it will take all of the stuff in your basic inventory and throw it into your familiar. That way you can continue screening without stopping. Cool little trick, so make sure you use that. You'll take your archaeological soil box, and then you will right click that in your bank and then click on fill. When you click on fill, it'll take all of the available soils that you have and fill up your archaeological box with however many it can hold. I'm going to go ahead and use the basic archaeological box that holds 50 of each, and I'm also going to be using level 70 archaeology as a reference here. If you have a higher level, then you can use different soils, but we're going to test this with level 70 because I wanted to make sure that this is as realistic as possible to as many players as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into using up these 2,000. I'm going to go ahead and time it to see how long it takes me, and then we'll see what we got at the end. Here we go. So very quickly after I started doing this, I realized that it actually is much slower than I thought it was to do these. So previously when I was like looking at this, I was like, oh man, you can probably do like, all these soils in 1 hour. That is far from the truth. It actually ends up taking you about 6 minutes to do 200 soils, which means about 2,000 soils per hour. So to do these entire 4,000 soils, I actually had to sit here, or sorry, not 4,000, they do the entire 8,000 soils. I actually had to sit here and do it for 4 hours. So this took a lot longer than I thought. The good thing is, though, it does seem to be getting, giving a lot of items and everything. So I think that in the end, when we look at the profit, it's going to be pretty awesome. But yeah, I just want to put that out there that it definitely took a lot longer than the 1 hour I was looking forward to. But we can just calculate how much we earn over the 4 hours going by what we get from this. And as I'm going through, also I noticed that the lower level soils definitely seem to give you less materials. So not only do the materials they give you seem to be less priced overall because they're lower level materials, but also seem to give you less materials in general. It seemed like when I was doing the higher level soils, they gave you more materials. I'm not sure if that is actually something normally that happens. I'll have to do some more research into it, but that's definitely something that seemed to pop up when I was doing it. Also, using the Grace of the Elves was definitely the way to go. I thought about kind of suggesting people do magic note paper if they did not have porters, but realistically, it wouldn't be that great. And the reason why is because if you use magic note paper during this, you'd have to stop and go, because you have to keep clicking on the material and using on the magic note paper. Also, you get such a wide variety of items from doing this that to make that many stacks of magic note paper would actually be a huge pain. My recommendation, if you don't have porters or anything like that, and you just are going to be using your familiar in your inventory, or maybe just your inventory, would simply be just to bank more often, because that would definitely be faster than trying to hassle with magic note paper. So in all reality, I think magic note paper is not even really an option for this. The Grace of the Elves was definitely useful. You can see me popping on the Grace of the Elves after I got close to having 2 inventories full. That's kind of the best way to do it, because that way you can just run back and then deposit both your inventories and not waste that many Grace of the Elf charges. Now we're back at the Grand Exchange. I went ahead and changed the resolution on the screen, that way you guys can see the numbers and everything a lot better, so just kind of ignore the fact that everything is really out of place now on my screen. But this right here was how much I ended up getting after 4 hours. This is our total loot right here. The total loot, according to the price checker, comes in at 35.2 million gold. The thing with this is, though, that a lot of these prices are going to be a little bit below what they're showing on here, and some of them are actually a little bit above. So it balances out pretty well. Instead of 35.2 million, this is probably closer to like 33 or 32 million or something like that. As we look in the Grand Exchange here, I just want to look back in the history and show you guys how much it actually cost. So right here, by looking at these, it's right around 5.5 mil, 5.7 mil is how much we spent on this. So if you calculate that out with everything shown here, you're going to get roughly 7.5 million gold per hour if you were to do those 4 soils that I showed you. Using the higher level soils does seem to give you better things, like a better conversion, like you seem to get more money. The lower level soils are worth less money for the soil itself, so are the materials. If I was to retest doing this, and maybe I'd recommend this for you too, if you're going to try out this method, that I would probably actually just go ahead and skip the beginner 1 or 2 soils. If you did that, we were definitely getting a lot more money from like the aerated soils and stuff like that. I would say this money making method could actually be something close to like 10 million per hour if you were just sticking to the higher level soils. Anywhere from 7.5 to 10 million per hour. It really just depends on your level and what you got available to you and what you choose to do with it. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I make these videos to help you guys out. If you guys are looking for some exact buy and sell prices for flipping and stuff like that, you want to become a RuneScape billionaire, then be sure to check out our Patreon page. And if you want some more stuff on the money making guides, you have any questions like that, feel free to join our Discord. We have almost 7,000 members in there, and all we do is help people earn some gold in RuneScape. Well, that's not all we do, but that's the main thing we do. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to check out more money making methods as soon as they come available. I'm going to be making a lot, so if you want to see them, then be sure to hit that so that way you get the notification. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.